Hello everyone, welcome to the new class of chemistry. In the previous class we discussed about order of a chemical reaction. I think you are well aware about that particular topic, and also you have understood about that topic concepts. Today's class we will discuss a new topic, molecularity of a particular reaction. So let's proceed. So what is actually molecularity of a certain reaction? It's nothing but the number of reacting species which take part in the elementary reaction so that a chemical reaction takes place. A process where a chemical reaction, in order to take place, in order to chemical reaction to take place, the process where chemical reaction, for the initiation of chemical reaction, where some species or some reactants collide together or club together to initiate a chemical reaction. That process is actually, that thing or that number is actually known by the name, what we had said, it is known by the name molecularity. Okay, that is what is actually the definition of molecularity. What was actually order? If you remember what was actually order, we had discussed about the term order. Order is nothing but if you write the rate law, then in that rate law you will write like rate is equal to rate constant into concentration of A to the power x, concentration of B to the power y. You will write something like that. Then the sum of this power of the rate, the concentration of reactants, that was actually known as the order. That was actually known as the order. But molecularity is totally different. It is actually the number of reacting species that reacts there. How we will understand now. Suppose we are taking an example which is given here. Suppose we are taking this example, NH4NO2. NH4NO2 is nothing but ammonium. I'm sorry. NH4NO2 is nothing but the thing is actually ammonium nitrate. So what does this ammonium nitrate happens here? Here it is taking place as the decomposition process. This ammonium nitrate decomposes to form nitrogen and water. How many reactants are taking place in this reaction? Can you see? If you see clearly, only one reactant is taking place in this process. Only one reactant. So this number, this number represents the molecularity of this complete chemical reaction, which means we can say the molecularity of this reaction is 1, and it is unimolecular reaction. It is a unimolecular reaction. Okay, I hope you understood the concept. Right, now we consider another example. 2HI gives H2 plus I2. HI hydrogen iodide, H2 hydrogen, I2 iodine, that we know very well. What is the, or how many reactants are taking place in this particular thing? You can see 2HI. Right, you can see 2HI means how many reactants? 2 reactants. 2HI means HI plus HI. Both of these HI are colliding each other so that they can dissociate to form hydrogen and iodine. So this HI collide together to form what we say as hydrogen and the particular iodine. So the molecularity here is 2. Speaking further, if we consider one more example right here, 2NO plus O2 gives 2NO2. What are the number of reactants? There are 2 nitrous oxide present. There is 1 oxygen molecule present. So in total there are 3 species or 3 reactants. And by the way, The 2 here represents a bimolecular reaction, and the 3 actually here represents a trimolecular reaction or termolecular reaction. So this is actually what we have discussed about molecularity. So is there any chance that molecularity can be more than 3? Because 3 species, what we are studying in our up to the 12th standard, from the right beginning of our junior classes, we are actually studying, or we have been studying about the thing binary reactions. Means we had studied reactions where two different type of, or two same kind of reactant or reactants species react together to form products, many type of or different type of products. But we haven't studied anything which is more than 3. At least we had studied concepts regarding which is actually up to 3, but we haven't studied concepts of more than 3, means more than 3 collision of molecule. That is possible, but it is very rare, very rarest of the rarest chance. Why? Because you see, all these reactions that we had mentioned here, this reaction, this one or this one, all these reactions are and have undergone certain step by step process, so that they can form the different products which are shown here. Different products which are shown here, in order to get that, they have undergone different type of step by step processes. So when the rarest of the rarest case occurs, means a chance or a probability that a molecularity could be more than 3, there is a chance, but the reaction gets more and more complicated. Actually, there is one more relation between the complexity of the reaction and molecularity. If the molecularity is high, it means the reaction is more and more complex. The molecularity, as it increases, the reaction gets more and more complex. Just consider this example which has been given. It's an example where potassium chlorate mixes with iron sulfate and sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Iron sulfate, you can also term it as ferric or ferrous sulfate. We are getting here reactants by the name potassium chloride, ferric, it is actually ferric sulfate and water. What is the molecularity of this particular process, or what is the molecularity? How many potassium chlorate? 1. How many ferrous sulfate? 6. How many sulfuric acid? 3. In total, what is the molecularity? 10. Which means the molecularity of this particular reaction, or we can say in the sense the order of this reaction could be the 10th order. Molecularity is 10, that is not, there is no doubt in that, but the order of this reaction could be 10th order, because we had studied that the concentration of the reactants which is given in power might not be equal to the number of stoichiometric coefficient or the values which has been mentioned with the reactant. It could be equal, could not be equal. We are not at all guaranteed there, but we are one thing sure about this particular reaction is that this reaction is actually having a molecularity of 10, right? So as we said, higher the number of higher the molecularity, more complex will be the reaction. So how can you consider that which step or which particular process step is actually helpful to, or which reaction is actually helpful to determine the rate of that particular reaction? Because in this full chapter we are studying about the rate of reaction. So which particular step or which particular process actually shows the reaction rate? Actually, it is always shown by the slowest step. whichever step is the slowest in the complete reaction, that is actually that actually determines the rate of that particular reaction. So that step, which is the slowest step, is actually known by the name rate determining step. That is actually known by the name rate determining step. We will understand with the help of an example. Suppose we have an example here of hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, in case of a catalyst, iodine in alkaline medium gives water and oxygen. The rate of this reaction is very well thoroughly given here. It is mentioned as minus d by dt, because we had studied that the reactions rate will be decreasing, so it is depicted by negative sign. And if we write the rate low, it will be K, concentration of H2O2, and the catalyst which is used, I minus. Okay, so if we consider the fact that this reaction could be actually first order, not at all guaranteed that it could be of second order, by just by seeing the coefficient 2 here, do not think that this reaction is of second order. It could be of second order, not sure, but it actually has mentioned it properly. It is actually a first order reaction. So being a first order reaction, we need to consider one thing: how it occurred, or what process took place, so that this reaction provided us the product water and oxygen. So you can see there are two steps that occurred here. First step, what happened? The hydrogen peroxide reacted with iodine and it formed the IO minus, iodine oxide, which is actually an intermediate substance. It is not necessary, it is just an intermediate substance. This intermediate substance again reacted with the hydrogen peroxide, because you see there were two hydrogen peroxide species. First hydrogen peroxide species reacted with IO minus, the remaining hydrogen peroxide species was reacted with this intermediate IO minus, that is the iodine oxide, and that resulted in the product that we got, water and oxygen, with the extra amount of iodine being thrown out. So it is not necessary that this thing is required for the balancing of the chemical reaction, but in the first step itself, we are very much clear that this species or this thing or this particular step is actually the rate determining step. Because of this step, we can say, we can determine the rate of this chemical reaction. Actually, it is done in a experiment. It can be done with some laboratory processes, some theoretical processes actually. So that's all about molecularity. Now if we consider about the differences about molecularity as well as order, we can take it in a few step-by-step processes. Step-by-step processes. Order is nothing but an experimental quantity. Order can be fraction, or order can be 0. It can be fraction. Order is an experimental quantity. First thing about order. Second thing about order is applicable to both elementary and complex reactions. That is the second thing about order. Third thing about order is that for any complex reaction we take, order is determined by the slowest step. Which step occurs the slowest, that is actually the order of that particular reaction. We had just seen that it is first order reaction because the slowest step occurred was the first step. That's why this process was first order. Right. Now let's see about the differences between order and molecularity. Order was experimental quantity, but molecularity is not experimental quantity. It is theoretical. We can say one thing, that it is theoretical. Order is actually 0 or fraction. It can come, but never can or never will the the molecularity becomes zero or non-integer. Zero means it means there is no uh, reaction or reacting species occurred there, and non-integer means there will be fraction formation. It is very rare, and a non-integer it's a very less chance, right? Also, the complex reactions, we can say in case of complex reactions, the molecularity for the complex reactions will not have any meaning, because molecularity is applicable only for elementary reactions, means step by step reactions only the molecularity is applicable, because order is already applicable for complex and elementary reactions, but molecularity is only applicable for step by step reaction. That is the second difference. Third and most important difference between molecularity and the certain, what we say, molecularity and order. Order depends upon the slowest step, but molecularity depends upon the slowest step, and it is same as the order of the overall reaction, because the slowest step, molecularity of the slowest step will be the same as the order of the overall reaction. Molecularity of the slowest step means this is the slowest step that has been occurred in this particular reaction, right? This is the slowest step that has occurred, but regarding to this one more step has been occurred also. Regarding to that one more step has also occurred, this particular step. So it is a two-step process. Because of this two-step process, the molecularity of this particular reaction is 2, right? But what about the order? We had said order of this reaction is only 1, because the slowest step is this. Molecularity is 2, because why is the molecularity 2? Molecularity is 2 because there are two steps that had occurred here, okay. So that's all about molecularity and order, the differences between molecularity and order. So the notes of this particular topic is been given in the comment box as a PDF, which can be accessed through the Google Drive link that you are doing regularly. There's a small homework for you. Just find the answer for this particular question, 4.3. Just find the answer for this particular question and write it down in your notebook. Okay, this is the rate law given. You have to find the order of this particular reaction. I think you are very well aware about how we can find the order. Okay, so that's all about the class. I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you enjoyed the new methodology that we had initiated here. Earlier different teachers had initiated this methodology, but it took time for me to introduce this method. Well, if there are some improvisations needed for this method, then it is very much welcome as your comments in the comment box. If you like this video, if you understand the concepts, then like the video at least, so that I can get it you are understanding the concept. Otherwise, comment in the comment box whatever the problem you are facing. Okay, so that's all about the class. Thank you and have a nice day.